Hey, Foodie Gang, what is going on? You are tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank, Season 2, Episode 41. We are just chugging along. So if you missed any episodes, be sure to go back and check them out. Today, we are going to be talking about from dishwasher to YouTube. We are going to be chatting with Dr. Frizzle. And I want to thank you to everyone that is tuned in. We are going to be streaming on Facebook today. So, y'all know what that means. No sound. Okay. No sound. And all the information to support this channel and keep the stove on is listed down below. And it will be streaming across the screen the whole time. So, without further ado, we are going to introduce our special guest. Let me just move some things around. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share this with your friends. And I am a little bit under the weather today, so y'all might hear a little bit of coughing. Bear with me. So, without further ado, we're going to bring up Dr. Frizzle and let him tell us about everything that has going on because it is a lot. How you doing, Dr. Frizzle? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good. How you doing, 907?
Good. And if at any point in time that you hear an echo or anything like that, let us know, Foodie Gang. Let us know, Dr. Frizzle.
So,
So if you could just introduce yourself, tell us who Dr. Frizzle is, what you have going on.
yeah, I beat Dr. Frizzle Frost. I am a content creator. Um, I have like 3 channels. I focus on my wrestling channel at most, Main Event Pro. Um, Over here on Dr. Frizzle, we do movie reviews, interviews, and we talk a little bit about reality. And that's pretty much what I got going at the moment.
It
Short
sounds
term.
good. Sounds like you have a lot. And I want to say, hey, Love W. We said 907 goodies. Dr. Frizzle,
Salute.
greetings, greetings. Yes, thank y'all for tuning in. You know it's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. It sounds like you have a lot going on, Dr. Frizzle. How do you manage everything that you have going on?
Uh, it's it's rough. It's like keeping your mind focused on the goal. Um, get some. Make sure you get some rest. Jotting down ideas, keeping ideas, and actually be doing it for something. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're doing something for nothing, it's pretty much not. It's gonna fade out. So have a reason why you're doing it, and I got a reason, and that's to make it further than I ever been before.
I think that is so important. So let me ask you, what type of food did you eat growing up?
We ate soul food mostly soul food. Catfish, well, fresh fish. We actually went out there and had to catch the fish. Get the hook stuck in your thumb. You know what I'm saying? Might fall out the bridge. Not bridge, but the ramp might fall out the ramp into the water. Being kids. But yeah,
That's so funny.
some good rice, biscuits, grits, egg, bacon, and all that good soul food. And the food that we ate back then didn't come out the store, fresh out the garden. You know what I'm saying? Like grandma she picked her greens. Don't touch her greens, but you can shed them peas.
It sounds good. Make sure you guys subscribe to Dr. Frizzle Frost Foodie Gang. We gotta support the Foodie Gang so that we can continue to grow. So that was what you ate growing up. But tell us about your background with food. Once you left the house, or you got grown, you weren't living with grandma anymore.
Mm.
How did that translate to being an adult?
Well, when I first left the house, I was with a female who could cook, so she mostly did the cooking, but she didn't, was it was a lot of hamburger helper going on. um, I got a DJ, and my right hand man, my cousin. So them two, I had them. They love to cook, so I buy the meat and I let them cook it on the grill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a griller, so I let them grill the meat, and we ate like that too. And I had to step out on my own, actually start graduating and cooking on my own.
Yeah, one thing I could say, when I was younger, the thing I missed was that somebody cooked my food for me. And so you never have to think about it when you're young, but when you get older, you really do have to think about it.
Hmm.
So have you ever worked in a commercial kitchen?
Commercial kitchen.
Or like when I say commercial, I'm talking about like restaurants. Those are also considered commercial kitchens, like where
Okay,
you serve
okay,
food.
okay, yeah, yeah. So I had worked in the restaurant business for a long time, like a long time. I often say the ghetto restaurant. You said
What's
commercial,
the
I said
ghetto restaurant?
where you have ghetto employees, everybody out the hood. Nobody in there acting professional. Everybody straight hood. And you know what I'm saying? The first, but I worked in the fast food at first, right? And I worked there for 3 months before they fired me. And then I went straight from there to like work at Bourne Hills. I don't even know if they still have those. But when I first started working there, we was able to like season the food and then put it out. And then I guess for some reason I started getting complaints or something, and they stopped. We just started serving it as is, and people had to season their own food.
What? See, that's the one thing about complaining when you in the kitchen. You got to be careful. Because if you
Yep, yep.
complain, they might implement a new rule where we're not seasoning no food. Because you complain about the seasoning.
And that took everybody away from the restaurant to the other restaurant who was still seasoning their food. But eventually they stopped too. So
They stopped seasoning their food too?
yeah, it rhymes.
Wow. And so when you worked in these kitchens, what position did you undertake?
I I mainly was a dishwasher. So I worked in the main part of the restaurant. Cause that's where it starts at. It starts in the dish room. When they bring in new pans, they bring in new plates, they bring in new any material, right? It goes straight out the box, unpackaged. I unpackage, and I have to wash it before they use it.
At the place where I worked in the kitchen, they would do the same thing. And there always has been this rule of like when you get a new dish, you have to wash it before you use it. But
Right.
what was it like working as a dishwasher?
I like I liked it. Hold on, give me 1 second while I open these
Yes,
cookies
always
up.
wait for you, gang. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on all my social media platforms listed down below, and get your merch shop the Foodie Gang store. Are you okay? Are you ready, Dr. Frizzle?
Yeah, I had to open the cookies up.
Oh, you got
But
cookies? What type of cookies you got?
I got some chewy chocolate chip cookies.
That is the
Yeah.
one thing I like about this show is that you can eat on this show.
But the dish room, I like the dish room because it was okay. I didn't have to really deal with people. Only people I deal with what's the employees. You know, they bring their dishes in, boom, bam. That's it. And I clean it, get back. You know, room was like I learned to master the dish room, right? Because I said whatever position I go to next, after I got fired up from my first job, say whatever position I go to next, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna be so good they can't fire me. That's pretty much how it happened. Like even if they wanted to get rid of me, they were like, we can't get rid of them, you know, because I have run-ins. I'm known for speaking my mind. So when the manager tell me something that don't sound right or something, or say something out of proportion, yeah, I say what I got to say back. But on the other end, the dishes, I was like the best dishwasher. People hug me when I come through because I work the evening shift, second shift. So by the time morning shift leave and I come in, and if some of the people still there from first shift, they're trying to get off, they be like, man, I'm so glad you here so I can get my silverware clean and I can roll my silverware and get up out of here. Because the silverware is dirty.
Foodie gang, I cannot stress the importance of a dishwasher in the kitchen. And that's why I wanted to bring Dr. Frizzle up here to talk to us about dishwashing because it's a job that we commonly look down upon, but the kitchen cannot operate with no dishwasher. And there are good and bad dishwashers. It is very true. So, Dr. Frizzle, let me ask you this. You talk about the first job where you got fired. Why did you get fired from that particular job? I'm scared now. You smiling and laughing.
Okay, so I worked at Burger King. Me and my cousin, we worked same shift and everything, right? So we used to when we got in there, like he was good. He trained me. So, but we also like there was my cousin who I've been around since Head Start. And so we always been a team. You know what I'm saying? So when we got into business together, working as a team, oh man, customers come in, get their food, bam, they gone. Boom, 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 bam, gone, 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 gone. To a point we can just sit and chill and talk noise. The manager come in like, what y'all doing? We might be mopping, wiping down the counter or something, but we chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like it seemed like she didn't like that or something. So I noticed that she had a little, the little energy, she had the aura towards me, right? So I'm like, one day me and my cousin, I had to change the drinks out. I never changed the drinks out. I don't know nothing about changing the drinks. So I didn't know, I didn't even look at it. You know what I'm saying? I just threw it on the shelf and I seen the little dotted, I seen the dotted line, but I didn't know you had to punch it in and pull it out. So my first thought was just cut it open. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, then I'm a blade man anyway, so I'm it like I couldn't wait to use that knife. You know what I mean? So I'm cutting the box open, right? And she see me cutting the box, and instead of her saying, "Don't cut the box open it like this," she said, "You been not cutting a hole in that bag." I said, "Shoot, I'm trying not to cut a hole in myself." Then my cousin just bust out laughing. I'm talking about crying, laughing. And next thing you know, I wasn't on the schedule no more.
What?
Yeah.
And it be so quick, and in the blink of the eye, your life could change. You can have a job and not have a job. But foodie gang, these soda machines, they are hard to change. And I know exactly what you're talking about, Dr. Frizzle, because a couple of the places that I worked at had the soda machine. And so the sodas come in a box, right? And then each different soda has its own kind, and then
Right.
it mixes with CO2. And so that's why you'll have flat soda because the CO2 has gone bad. It's a whole setup. If you see a drink fountain and you have to restock it, it'll make you not want to drink soda. There are commonly fruit flies around the soda machine because all that sugar.
Yeah. In the box
So, did
heavy.
you learn how to change the sodas after this experience?
Yeah.
Because you out there about to kill yourself.
When I went to Bourne Hills, they actually taught me how they were like they walked me through the process. I ain't even had to ask them or nothing. They were like, you're gonna have to change the drinks out sometimes. So this is how you do it. They took me to the back, took me to the storage room where pipes, all the pipelines, and they were like, okay, each pipeline got a label. Here's the labels, so you'll know that, if you don't see one hooked up, maybe because we ran out, we just got some, replace it. And just go, at Sprite, Coke, Mellow Yellow, all them labels on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was able to learn it.
And let me tell y'all, Foodie Gang, them boxes of that soda, just like it's pretty much like a concentrate. It's heavy. It is heavy, and especially when you get like the Coke, because Coke is really popular, so they would have that like in a double box,
Right.
and that one would be really, really heavy. And if you work in a restaurant, you hate changing the sodas because it's hard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The most complicated part about that is, like you said, the heavy box, the Coke and that Sprite. Them two be the heaviest one. The Dr. Pepper don't be too big. Maybe the other might not. They be little thin boxes. But so then it'd be like you have to lift it over your head. You know what I'm saying? To put it up there.
Yeah. Man, I think everyone that works in fast food or works in a restaurant does not like them soda machines. They are very complicated. And if you spill it, it's all sugar. So it's gonna be sticky. It's all bad. It's all bad for the gang. So, Dr. Frizzle, can you walk us through a day of dishwashing? Like how you would open, how you would close?
Okay, yeah. When you walk in, first thing first, you want to get your dish machine set up. And usually they're supposed to clean it at night. So when I come in, if I have to open, I come in, I re-clean it. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to, once you go in, you lift the doughs up. I actually had a dough fall on my arm. I still got the scar, like right here. You probably can't even see it. The dough fell on my arm, cut my arm. Thought my arm was gone. But you come in, lift the doughs up. You go on the inside, you got brackets that catch the food. You have to lift those brackets up. Then at the bottom, it's like tubes that go into the drain faucet, food from going down the drain. You also have to clean those out. Some people don't clean them. And then it may be something extra, depending on what machine you got, maybe some extra little parts that you have to clean out. You also got the sprayers. You get up there, you get yourself upside down, take the sprayer down, and they got like I think in the front it had like two pipes. In the middle it had like 4 pipes. After you take those down, you unscrew the ends off of them, and then you dump it. You just bump it down on a table to try to get the food that's inside the doughs out. And then you spray on the inside and dump it again. And make sure you get all the food out, because the food will clog up the sprayer and it won't spray properly to clean what you're trying to clean. Okay, after you get your dish machine prepped up, you put everything back together, and then you go to the bathrooms. You get your bucket, your mop bucket, you get your spray, you get your gloves, and you go in and you get your rag. You go in there, you clean the bathroom, which I had the cleanest bathrooms, I had the cleanest ones. And then after you do the bathroom, you pretty much have to go outside and hit the parking lot. You sweep up around the parking lot, and after that, Everything should be in gear and ready to go. Then you just get
You
the
had to
running
sweep the
things.
parking lot?
Yes, ma'am. You have to sweep the parking lots,
Wow.
and if just if they don't clean them cups like properly, or you also had to clean the TV urns too, because they didn't have the bags you put on them. So you have tea rusted around the rims of them. So you had to get in there. I always use a scratch pad, them the silver kind, the metal scratch pads that in screens and stuff. So use those, scrub the inside of the tea pan, make sure that's clean, run it through the machine. And if the things are the tea cups that they put them in, if that's not clean, you have to pretty much bleach those to get them out, right? You got to have some bleach. Cups, they get stained up. You have to bleach those. And I'm like the only one who was doing it, because all my stuff was like shiny clean. You know what I'm saying? Like look like they brand new. So that's why people like when I came in. And then from there, you just run it. Now at night when you closing, that's the rough part, because you have to wait on everything to come to you, and you be trying to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So then you got people that'll
Yes.
leave stuff. There, some people try to hide stuff. Some people will be like, "Oh man, I ain't want to bring it to you because this other dishwasher said this." I'm like, "Man, you don't bring me everything. Bring it all to me, bro. Like, I'm not trying to get caught up in nothing. I don't want the morning shift to say nothing. I want the manager to say nothing to me. Bring me everything." We had to wash everything that need washed, and then hang it up, hang up the utensils, put the pans back where they go, and all that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree with everything that you said. The dishwashers do be trying to leave on time. So as a cook, I'm on the other side of this. It was important for us to get all our dishes back to the dish pit as soon as possible at the end of the night, so that they can clean up all the dishes and then close down the dish pit. There is a certain way that the dish pit has to be closed for the next shift. So night shift and day shift work together and make sure that there's not a lot of leftover dishes. But in
Right.
this place I worked at, they would be leaving carts of dishes. I'm
Mm.
talking about 3, 4 carts full of dishes for the next shift. Imagine coming into that on your shift. You got to wash all the dishes from your shift plus 4 carts from the
Mm.
daytime.
Yeah, I did. I had to do that plenty of times.
And that's when the beef really starts between the day shift and the night shift.
Yep. That's when you got to start talking noise. But mainly, I went in and did what I had to do. My first, like at Bourne Hills, we had like I came in that evening shift. I don't know what happened the first shift, but when I came in, it was like a tornado hit that junk. I mean, stuff was everywhere. And then on top of that, we was getting busy. So we were getting busy. I actually seen my manager yesterday in my retail store. I seen her yesterday, and she was like, "Don't you just overlook me like that? You might don't know who I am. I know you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember you. I started to tell her I remember. I remember when you cried for me not to walk out. But but that's what happened though that day. I was watching it. I started. Well, I don't just wash dishes when I come in. I wash a little bit at a time, but I also get the pans and organize them because it's a small dish space. The dish room space is small. If I don't organize it before I start, yeah, I've been a walked up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't stand clutter. So I get to organizing everything, right? But the manager come through and he was like, "Oh, we need plates, we need cups, we need spatulas." And oh man, I said, "Bruh, Come
You got
on,
some
man. So,
doctorate
hey,
to
I'm by
do.
myself. I just came in. I'm by myself. He came back there one more time and got to talking noise. And I was about halfway done then. Still talking crazy. Yeah. I told him you do it. And took my shirt off and walked up out of there. But the female lady, she stopped me at the door and she started pleading with me. She was like, please don't leave. Please don't. Like, cause if somebody else leave, the manager got to do it.
That's what I was telling y'all, Foodie Gang. If there's no dishwashers, guess what? The cooks gotta wash dishes.
Either
After
the
that,
cooks
the staff,
or the
the
manager.
managers, so they don't want to lose these dishwashers. So go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Frizzle. I have to just let them know.
So she pleaded for me to come back, right? I seen the tear in her eye. I was like, you want to know what?
She was crying.
Yeah, I was like, you want to know what? I said, I'm gonna do it, but after today is over. You know what I'm saying? So I went back. I did my job right. Next day, I didn't come to work. Next day, I didn't come to work. And after that, it was check day. So
You was on strike, huh?
yeah, I was over with. But the third day was check day. So I went to get my check, paper checks back then, and she was like, okay, we wrote you up. So you just sign this paper. So they didn't even fire me. They
You know
they didn't want
why?
me to
Because
they
they
didn't want me to
need
leave.
you.
I told her, I said, no, I quit. She's like, oh, you were for real? Like, yeah, you didn't see me show up for work for the last 2 days. Yeah.
So she had a tear in her eye.
Yeah, she had that tear that just, hit me in my soft spot. I was like, I'm gonna do it for you. I did it for her, nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
She was crying. She didn't want to wash some dishes. Because I'm telling
Yeah,
y'all, Foodie Gang, if ain't no dishwashers, guess what? The kitchen going to the dish pit. We all taking turns. We got to get it done. And this is why I don't like working in the kitchen. Because they ain't never got adequate staffing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah, it's really rough. So I pulled up a video of a commercial dishwasher, of dishwashing in the kitchen. So I'm just gonna get that pulled up,
Right.
Dr. Frizzle. And then Dr. Frizzle, tell us about your other channels.
Okay, yeah, the main event pro, we talk about wrestling over there. We do wrestling reviews. I go live. We talk about wrestling. If anybody like wrestling, I put the link in the chat. You can also come up and talk about the episodes with me on what happened. And I also have a gaming channel, so pretty much I be playing a little Fortnite, little GTA 5, and that's pretty much about it with the gaming channel. That's just something I do to take when I'm out of this space. I go to my gaming channel, and the reason I made my gaming channel is because why play the game when they give me this opportunity to post it on YouTube and make something out of it? So I'm like, well, that beats playing the game for nothing.
Yeah, and the first person who started doing that was very, very smart.
Right.
But I have a video here of dishwashing in the kitchen in a restaurant setting. And so, Dr. Frizzle, this kind of goes back to what you were saying about setting it up. Now, let me tell you guys, Foodie Gang, there are different models of dishwashers for the kitchen, depending on the size of your kitchen, will determine the size of your dishwasher. And so before the dishes go in there, you have to spray them off. And then these are the doors that Dr. Frizzle was talking about, where each door has to be cleaned out. And if there's food trapped in the dishwasher, what can happen is that over time your dishwasher will break down. And in this, when the dishes come out, there's a heat setting on there where the steam has to dry them and also sanitize them. And there's also test strips where you got to test the pH. Did you have to do that, Dr. Frizzle?
Yeah, yep. You stick it on one of the things like he got. You stick it on there, either a pan, run it through, and it's gonna give you the temp for the front. The rinse, wash, and sanitize area. He's gonna give you the temp for all of it.
Yeah, what's up, Cam the Real and Miss Solistic? How are y'all doing? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And let me tell y'all, when there's an audit, the first thing that they do is come to the dish pit and they test the heat. If the heat is not getting to proper temp, you can't use that dishwasher, or they say you can't.
Right.
So talk to us about that, because I know that that's a hot issue too in the kitchen.
Yep. Like when the people come and they want to, they got to check the dish room, make sure everything up to par, and all that good stuff. Like them nets too. The nets that drop, the blue nets that's falling from the ceiling, those are the shimmies that they go through. It's help cleans and stuff too. You had to clean those too. You had to actually take those down and clean like up in the upper area where it's hanging at, because they get cluttered with food too. Like the debris of the food gets stuck off in there. You have to take those down and actually get like a scrubbing pad or something and scrub it up there too. But you want to make sure the dishwasher is up to par. The people gonna come test it. When the people came to the restaurant, we know they coming to the restaurant, they always call me in. You gotta be there. We gotta have you there. You know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff, it's got to be right. Like you got to take care of this machine, so it take care of you.
Yeah, imagine when you go out to eat, every dish that you eat off of, every dish that your food is cooked on has to go through this dishwasher. And if when there's an audit, they say that that dishwasher cannot be used because it's not working properly or it's not getting up to heat, um, you like, can you imagine like how critical that is? You have a whole restaurant with hundreds of seats, and you now can't use your dishwasher, and that's why they called you in, Dr. Frizzle.
Yeah. Every time inspection come, yeah, I got to come. I got to be there. I gotta be there. Now, imagine if this thing break down, right?
That's so sad. It's so sad.
Imagine if this thing breaks down. They got a 3-compartment sink. Wash, rinse, and sanitize. Yeah.
And I've seen that too, where when this does break down, you have to go to hand washing.
Oh yeah. I had to
And
do
if
that.
your dishwashing was slow,
It's
it's
over
all
with.
bad for the. It's
It's over
bad
with.
for everybody, especially for the cooks.
It's shortcuts to it though. Like you gotta have a method and a plan when you do it. So I always had a method. I always had a plan, and I always was able to come out on top. I was the best. I'm the best in my city. I'm the best out of everybody. Yeah.
Do you have any more stories about working as a dishwasher? I know you told us about the woman who had a tear in her eye. Do you have any other stories?
Yeah, I got one. When I worked for this other restaurant, actually I worked for Ryan's Steakhouse, and I went on lunch. I went on lunch because I had an interview for another job, right? So I went to the other job. Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get the job. I didn't get the job. I forgot what job I was going for. But I went to another job, went to the interview. So I came back a little, untimely. So when I got back there, my manager was back there washing dishes. Like, where the hell you been? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so you know me, I couldn't even tell no lie. Like, I just told, hey, I had an interview. You know what I'm saying? He like, go home. I said, really? I said, look at this. I'm presenting the room to him. They're like, look at this. I said, you really want to do this? He looked around and he said, if any job called there for recommendation, he gonna give me a bad he gonna give me a bad reputation, right? He told me I ain't never going nowhere. He
Wow,
said,
that is foul.
yeah,
That's foul.
he said ain't no other job better not ever called up for no recommendation for me because he gonna make sure I don't go nowhere.
Wow, that is messed up though, and that's why I be kind of worried about putting my old jobs on there for references because you never know, the jobs might be salty that you left.
And he ended up leaving before I did though. Yep.
Wow, and you know what? It had to do with him having to wash dishes. And when you have to wash dishes at home, it's a problem already. But imagine washing dishes for 50 people.
Right. 100 something dishes one time.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, when I used to have to wash dishes, I used to be angry.
Did you
And
you had to wash in one of those machines?
yes. So in the place that I worked at a university, and so it was a lot of people. It was very big. I worked at a university, and I also worked at Intel. So our dish pit at both of these locations was massive. This is
Mm,
how it looked. Our dish machine.
yeah.
When I was in culinary school, we had a dish machine where it's just like one door, pretty much. It's like you rinse
Mm,
it off, you put it in there, and it comes out. It was small. But when I
yeah.
worked at Intel and PSU, Portland State University, the dish pit was massive. But there
Mm,
was times where cooks would call, dishwashers would call out. So we would have to take turns washing dishes. And what we would
wow.
do was like one cook and one manager would go back there. We would spend like 30 minutes in the dish pit and then we would switch. And
Right.
so I had my fair share of dishwashing, and that's why I wanted to have you on here, Dr. Frizzle, to talk
Hey,
to us about dishwashing.
that water be hot, don't it?
Yeah, sure do. And I also, there was a time where our dishwasher broke down, and so we had to
Mm,
wash by hand. I seen that a lot, but the dishwashers, they kind of had a system down. And so when I worked at PSU, the dishwashers, there was good ones and bad ones. But as a cook, you just remember who is a good dishwasher, and you always want to have a good relationship with the dishwashers because you might need a pan or a dish. And
right.
you might have to come up to them and say, hey, I know you got a lot going on, but can you wash this out for me?
Right.
So it's very important that, you have a good relationship with the dishwashers. But Dr. Frizzle, can you explain to Foodie Gang the importance of a dishwasher in the kitchen?
It starts with the dishwasher. I know people think like it started in the kitchen or something. Eh, I mean, cooks are important too because the food got to be cooked right. But they got to have a dish to put the food on. So it's very important because some dishwashers that don't care, man, they'll send that thing through and it'll have like grit grizzle on it, like grits, grits of dirty, dirty water. You know what I'm saying? And it dries up on the plate where you rub your hand across the plate and it feel like you're rubbing some dirt on the plate. You can feel it. Like, oh no, this ain't clean, bro. It's supposed to be smooth. No bumping jumps or nothing. It's supposed to be smooth. So but you will have plates like that come out with certain dishwashers, and you cannot actually see it, but you can feel it. So yeah, be careful when y'all go to the restaurants. Sometimes you might want to know who the dishwasher is. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes get to know the back. Because I even had some customer peek their head in the back dish room to see where I was until, because the plates and stuff was so
Wow.
clean, clean and shiny, they had to come see who washing these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we will wonder because the plates look different today. You know, did y'all get new plates? I'm like, nah, I just clean them like that. Yeah, yeah. Hey, here
Wow.
you go. Yeah, give me a little tip or something. You know what I'm saying? So but you can notice it though. Like just look at your cup. Your cup look like it got a little residue or some tea. You know what I'm saying? They ain't cleaning them cups properly. You know, got them soap sometimes. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's
I
important.
I agree with everything you said 100%. So, before the dishes go through this process, you have to spray them off. Like Dr. Frizzle was saying, because what will happen is that food will get trapped in here. And so if you're sending chunks of food through the dishwasher and you're not cleaning out the drains after each shift, your dishwasher will break down and you will be washing them by hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah,
important to
yeah.
make sure that you're spraying them off properly. But like you said, Dr. Frizzle, some people do not care.
Nope. Hey, they rack the plates, rack them up, send them through the machine. Don't even spray it. Don't spray them. Rack them up, send them through the machine, and that's how the food get caught in there. See, what I usually do,
Yep.
like how I was so fast at it, is my technique of cleaning the machine out. So I cleaned it so good that I didn't have to spray it fully off, but I will. I spray most to my ability, but if it's busy, I just real quick send it through because it's gonna automatically just clean it. You know what I'm saying? After that, like the next hour and a half or two, I'll re-clean it real quick. You know what I'm saying? To make sure it's still working properly. So I was just real fast at doing what I was doing. And I do it quick.
That makes a lot of sense. What I would do is I would stack all the plates. You can probably put like 20 plates in a rack, and then I would spray them down, and then I would send it through the dishwasher. But can you imagine cooking all this food and then you have to come back here and wash dishes? This is why restaurants have a high turnover rate because they be trying to make you do the most. And this is why I'm up here talking to y'all food gang.
let me tell anybody catch the show when you're a dishwasher. I'm gonna tell you a shortcut or a faster way. When the waitress brings the plates in, stack the plates up. Once you got the plate stacked up, take the sprayer. While the plate stacked up, take the sprayer and just spray in between the plates real quick. Just spray the water in there. So that way when you wrap them, the food just gonna slide off. And then when you spray them again, it's gonna also just take most of all that stuff off. So it's gonna be already pre-cleaned, pre-sprayed, and sent through the machine to get extra clean.
That's a good technique. And earlier in the stream, I was talking about how the dishwashers would come in and there would be 4 carts of dishes. So now you're washing old dishes. What happens is that the food now sticks to those plates, pots, and pans. And so when you leave dishes for the next shift, it is really not nice because there's no
Mhm.
soaking. The food is just dried out and sitting there. Was there ever a time where you were left a lot of dishes?
Yeah, they there were 10 in the they got like the managers pretty much got used to me and my work, right? So once they get used to your work and they got a sorry dishwasher or something, or they just want to save some hours, they'll send the dishwasher home early. Then they'll have waitress go there and like just watch what they need, whatever, that type of organization. So by the time I come in, I got extra stuff that I shouldn't have. Yeah, and especially with the pans, because people hate burnt pans. They don't know how to clean burnt pans. Bro, just soak it, send it through the machine, right side up. So the machine hit it with that hot water, that hot steaming water. Set it to the side on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Sit it on the side where you don't trip over it. Slide it somewhere. You can sit on the counter if you got room. Let that steaming hot water, you know, do its job. And then about another hour or so, just scrub that stuff out of there. You know, stuff be sticking to the pans. They leave that macaroni and cheese just stuck on the pan real hard. They don't want to wash it. Oh man. I'm telling you, I used to send people home. I had help, but I send my help home.
Wow.
Yeah, because they slowing me down. They in the way. They're moving too slow. They're not. Then what makes it so bad about it, they don't want to. I tell them just take the dishes to where they got to go. And some of them will get mad because they want to wash the dishes. They be like, "Nah, let me get over there with the sprayer. Let me spray the dishes off. Let me wash the." No, I'm like, "Nah, bro, you're too slow." Then they get to playing, you know what I'm saying, playing with me. So I go to the manager. I be toting the dishes around there. They don't know. I'm talking to the manager. Hey, look, I don't need them. They're like, so what you want me to let them go? Like, yes. I don't need them. So
you said you have pull around there.
Yeah, I have pull. You know what I'm saying? Send them to the crib. Don't mess with me. Send them to the crib. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. And I get back there, and my last kitchen job I had, once they seen that, shit, they just scheduled me by myself. Like I was working a weekend by myself.
And you had to move super fast.
I was working weekend. I'm talking about, you know, when it's club nights, Fridays and Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? You know, couples coming in there. You know, families coming in there. And until we found somebody who can hold it down, then once we found somebody, me and him split Friday and Saturday. He closed Friday, I closed Saturday. Then the next week, I closed Friday, he closed Saturday. We just kept swapping the days out like that.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So the place I worked at PSG Portland State, we'd have 2 dishwashers at Intel. The dish pit was so huge, we would have 4 dishwashers scheduled in one shift. And that would be 4 for the day and 4 for the night. This is how big this facility was. But you bring up a good point, Dr. Frizzle. Burnt pans. You know, as cooks, sometimes we do burn stuff. And then you have to send a burnt pan to the dish pit. And so, you know, you always want to be in a good relationship with the dishwashers because sometimes you can burn things.
Oh yeah. Sometimes they had to sit up. Sometimes you had to sit them overnight. You know what I'm saying? Get to it the next day.
Yeah. But that's impressive that you were able to hold down the dish pit by yourself. I'm telling y'all, Foodie Gang, the dish pit is a lot. And then it's like when you know you have to go to the dish pit and you're a cook, you be sad. Like that woman was crying. It's really that terrible.
It's hectic. I'm telling you. It's like a war zone. You got to, and then you got to stay moving consistently, moving and toting stuff around.
Yeah, and then you know one thing that they do in the kitchen to the dish pits, to the dishwashers, they just put everything on them. Like how you were saying, you had to sweep the parking lot, clean the bathroom, and do a bunch of other stuff that really ain't your job.
Right.
And that's why there's a high turnover rate for dishwashers.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And then the new age guys, I don't think they're gonna be getting it. Like they ain't gonna be getting it. They don't like it because every time I work with the younger guys, it was always half doing it, lazy on their phone. Sometimes nowhere to be found, or either breaking a whole bunch of dishes because they, you know, they took some kind of medication before they came in, and they just get to dropping plates. I'm talking about stacks of plates.
Wow, really?
Yeah, when you hear that, when you be in a dish pit and you just hear something go, clink, 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 and everybody going, ooh. Ooh.
What? That's
Like, man,
crazy.
what's going on? I'm talking about. I done watched this dude do this. Like, I watched him do it one time, but heard him do it like twice. My manager said, "You break one more dish, you over. You over with."
Now that's crazy. Can you tell us, Dr. Frizzle, about the floor in the dish pit? Because I imagine that the floor in the dish pit also gets, pretty, dangerous with all the water that's being passed. What type of footwear did you guys have to wear?
Yeah, the slip resistance, slip slash oil resistance. So it should help you not slip on, because the flow get greasy too. So you want to make sure you got your slip resistance on. Sometimes you have to be careful with the slip resistance. Like, you still got to be careful because water and grease, when that stuff mix, it gets very dangerous. And you also want to keep the tiles on the floor. That's what they mostly have, tiles. And some jobs have concrete, and you want to keep it fresh, clean, or debris and food too, because sometimes certain type of food, you step on it, you're going down. You know what I'm saying? You step on the shrimp shell, you're going down. Because you're gonna slide. So certain things you just want to keep your flow clean at all times, and make sure if the waitress coming through, whatever they drop, make sure they sweeping that stuff back up. But you don't want to double work yourself for them.
Very true. The floor, you have to constantly clean it in the dish pit because it can become a hazard within itself, and you have to be wearing non-slip shoes. Let me tell y'all, foodie gang, I fell in the kitchen one time. This is in the
Ooh,
beginning of my cooking career. I
ooh,
thought I could wear regular shoes in the kitchen. You can't. You can't.
ooh.
You would
I
have
feel
fall.
I feel toting plates. Yeah, I was
Yes,
toting some
and
plates.
then
I was toting a stack of plates, and I was great. Next thing you know, I started dancing. Uh, uh,
what?
and I fell with the plate. So I fall with the plates. I break like probably like 4 of them, but I caught myself with one hand. I still had the plates in my other hand. Like, yeah.
Man, you was serious. It's like these places ain't going down.
That wasn't going. I was holding that thing like it was my last drink of water. I'm talking about I was dancing. Hey, then you always got somebody around you in the restaurant. So you got somebody over there, up, up, like cheering me on, goddamn, like somebody catch me.
Yeah, but you got to be wearing the right footwear. And then I know that there are chemicals that we use in the dish pit and in the kitchen, and we talked about it a little bit when we mentioned the pH strips. But can you explain to us, or if if you remember, what chemicals we use and what each color means?
For the dish pit, blue was the soap. You had the red for the sanitizer, and for the for the end of the compartment, sometimes they had like it wasn't directly bleach, but it was a substance that works like bleach, right? And sometimes you can have that at the end, but it'd be on the floor and you stick like a little tube in it, and it pulls what it need out of it. So those are the 3 chemicals we needed for the dish pit. Then you have the green for the floor, and you use that for the floor to keep the floor good and soapy. Ungreasy. Pour it on the floor, and I use that more. I use that frequently. Like I kept my flow. Like I had to keep that grease off of there. You know what I'm saying? No slipping and nothing. Not for me. If I slip, it was around the corner and somebody waved some grease.
Yeah. I remember when I was working in the kitchen, a lot of people would have problems with their hands, touching the chemicals all the time. Did you ever have a problem with your hands, or like your, dry hands, or your hands were peeling because of the chemicals?
Um, no, no problems with my hands besides my fingernails growing fast. I don't know why. I guess hey, they stayed in water, so I guess that was their food. They grew faster then.
Okay, and let me ask you, Dr. Frizzle, you say you used to wash dishes. Would you ever go back to washing dishes?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, because for one thing, we all well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but most people usually before they take on something new, they'll go back to something familiar, something that they already know that they can deal with and know how to handle. So in my occasion, yeah, I go back if I have to go back. You know, only if I have to, but I wouldn't go by choice, not willingly go back. Nah, it'll be because I need a job right now, and this the first thing came through, so I'm gonna take it. It'll be that type of situation.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. That's the same way I feel about the kitchen. And if I have
Yeah,
to, I will.
I
But I'll
don't.
say this for the thing,
I want to know
you
more
gotta
Russian.
do what you gotta do. So sometimes you gotta work in the kitchen, and sometimes you gotta wash dishes. It is what it is.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. So if
Yeah,
I do go
definitely.
back, I go as a prep.
I do think that if you are working in the kitchen, front of the house, or like cashiering or prep cook is cool because you're just prepping the food. You're
That's
not
it.
really having to serve it. Allegedly, if everything's going all right, you just gotta prep the food. So the prep cook
Yeah.
is not bad. So
Yeah. All you got to do is know your measurements. Make sure you know you got they give you your measurements. You just gotta know how to follow directions. You know what I'm saying? Once you read how to make this, how to make that, it'll eventually save the dialogue in your head where you don't even need the prep sheet no more. You just go in there and boom, 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 put it together, put your expiration dates on them, store it in the cooler. You know what I'm saying? First in, first out type of situation. Yeah, make sure you rotate.
yeah, that's all you gotta do. In my case, and when I worked in the kitchen, one thing I did see a lot of is promotions. So you'll see someone start as a dishwasher, get promoted to prep cook, and then I've even seen some dishwashers over time get promoted to chef. Hey, pretty girl, how are you?
Say, hey, she
So,
wait.
did you see any of that in your time in the kitchen? Did you see any dishwashers get promoted?
Yeah, yeah. I have. Some got promoted mainly like, okay, at a bar where you got bar runners. Some went to bar running and then they went to cook. Then the ones like steakhouses that you just take orders, they mainly go to prep and then cook. Yep.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of that too. And one of the chefs he started in the kitchen as a dishwasher. So, Foodie Gang, if y'all just work hard, even if you don't like what you're doing, continue to work hard. And like Dr. Frizzle said, do your best. Do your
Hmm.
best. You know?
That's it.
So, Dr. Frizzles, let me ask you, what made you want to become a YouTuber? How did that transition happen from dishwasher to YouTuber?
I was I actually had a channel, like, you know, when you start, I started my channel right before I didn't know Google and YouTube was connected at that time. So I just started a YouTube channel. And the thing that made me start it was nobody, nobody around me talked about Dragon Ball. And I was like, I like still like Dragon Ball. You know, I like to talk about it. So that what made me do Dragon Ball content. Also with my wrestling, because everybody stopped watching wrestling. You know, oh, you still watch wrestling? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I can't talk to my people about Dragon Ball. I can't talk to them about wrestling. Let me go to YouTube. Let me see what they doing on, you know, what I could do on YouTube with. So I went to YouTube. That's where everything I had was in one channel, because I already was putting my music on YouTube, right? So I was already putting my music on here, and I was using that channel just to do everything. I didn't know nothing about no algorithms. I was just doing it. So I had everything on one channel before I separated, and that's how I got multiple channels. So I came on YouTube to talk to people that's relatable, you know, relatable things.
You know, I definitely agree with you because it's like sometimes in our normal life, everyone is not interested in what we are interested in. So when you come to YouTube, it is a nice opportunity to find your group of people that support you.
Right.
And you know, sometimes, you know, they say strangers support more than the people you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it's looking pretty true.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Because oh man, it been a wild ride, but you know, we here.
Yes, but you know, we got to support each other. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also subscribe to Dr. Frizzle's YouTube channel. I have the link posted in the video description of this video, also in the chat. And I do make children's content and, you know, support the show, support the show. So, Dr. Frizzle, do you have any advice for anyone that wants to become a YouTuber or a dishwasher? What would your advice be?
Yeah, fly. For YouTubers, the advice is make sure you're doing content that you love, so it don't feel like work. Uh, and if you're serious, you have to be consistent and always have a game plan. Never stop learning. Like they got videos out here on YouTube that teach you how to do this, teach you how to do that. It teach you how to use this program. It teach you how to use that program. If you don't got nobody to teach you hands on, you can always go to YouTube, watch these videos. It'll tell you what to do, how to do it, how things running, what's changing, and make sure you just be consistent at doing it. As far as a dishwasher, it's a good place for young people to start. It's an excellent place for young people to start. But make sure that you're good. Make sure you're so good that when you put your 2-week notice in, they want to give you more money to stay. That's the idea.
True. Very true.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know, and you know what was one thing that was weird that you know that you kind of just mentioned on is I would see young people and old people in the dish pit.
Yeah. The older guys go back because it's familiar. It's what they know. Yep. And I ain't like working with the old coons because they think you can't tell them nothing.
They got seniority. They feel like they you know grandfathered into the job, so they ain't
Yeah.
got to work as hard.
So I'm like, bro. I'm like, bro, you cannot pour all purpose chemicals in the machine, bro. What is you doing? Bro, this is This the yellow cleaner, right? This the cleaner you put in spray bottles, the all-purpose cleaner. You clean the tables and the chairs and stuff like that, right?
Ooh.
You wipe the walls down with this. This is what you clean extra stuff with, all-purpose cleaner. He got the whole jug, that popped the hole in the jug, just chunking it in the machine. I'm like, bro, like, and ran dishes through there.
That's
And when I told him about it, he cussed me out.
what?
And we got into
Be
it.
careful, Foodie Gang.
We got in a heated, like, well, the argument wasn't long because I don't argue, right? So we got in a short-term argument where I had to go to the manager and tell the manager, hey, I'm into the crib. They were like, what's the problem? I said, you got bro back there. I telling him what to do. He pouring chemicals in the machine that you don't supposed to do, and I'm not finna work with him. And that's how they moved me to the prep room. Yep.
Wow.
So I started prepping. They were like, just go do this right here. And y'all show him how to do this right here. And then they came back about a couple of days later, said, how did you like prepping? I said, shit, it was great. They're like, that's something you want to start doing? And I was like, yeah, I do it. Get me away from this. You know, before I smacked the mess out of them. Yeah. But after that, though, like, me and that dishwasher, we became cool after I got out the dish room. Yeah.
Wow. But I've seen a lot of dishwashers get promoted to prep cooks and even chefs because the dish pit is the hardest part of the kitchen. So if you can survive in the dish pit, you can survive in the kitchen.
Right.
You know, man, be careful out here, Foodie Gang. He was pouring all-purpose cleaner into the dish pit, into the dishwasher. Man, you about to kill the masses.
Mm. Yeah, it get live in the dish room.
Wow.
It do get live.
And that's crazy. And it's like I don't want to be a part of this because it's like you making us look bad.
And also with dishwashers, make sure you stand your ground. Make sure you stand on 10 toes. Make sure you stand on business. Because as a dishwasher, them cooks is gonna try you.
They will try.
They gonna try you.
They will try to talk down to you.
They're gonna talk to you like you ain't human and think they can get away with it.
Yeah, so you're underpaid over words.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I got into it with out of each restaurant I worked at, I got into it with one cook, and that's all it took. You get into it with that one cook, that the one it always some big too big. He buff and he tall, or he's short and stocky, muscled up. It always he ain't never the thin one. He ain't the thin tall one. He ain't the thin short one. He always the buff one, tall, buff, short, and buff. One of the two. And he gonna always try to bully you. stand on business. When you're in the dish room, you're a dishwasher, stand on business. They will try you. I'm telling you.
I agree with Dr. Frizzle 100%. And even as a cook, the chefs will try to come and be very disrespectful. That's why people probably say I'm sassy and I'm talking back. I always got something to say, but it's because I come from the kitchen. And as like Dr. Frizzle said, you got to stand on big business because they'll try to come through there and pull a quick one on you and disrespect you. And you're like, I'm still human. But hey, Brina,
Right.
how you doing? She said, hey, 907 Giddies and Dr. Frizzle.
Brina, what it do?
She said, in the clouds, working and tuning in. Well, thank you so much for tuning in from work. But yes, Dr. Frizzle, they will try to play you. and they'll come through and ask you what you're doing to see what you're gonna say. So you
Right.
always gotta know what to say. You always gotta act like you're doing something.
All the time. Like you got to be on point when when you're a dishwasher. Like now when I first started and I got into it with the guy, it was yeah, it was like fireworks, you know what I'm saying? Like I was ready. Like as soon as he said something, he didn't take nothing but a couple words. Like I said, I'm not the type to argue back. And and he was tall and his arm probably the size of my face. So yeah. So he was real stalky, like he worked out. And he was the kitchen bully, as far as I knew, you know. Hey, don't say nothing to him, you know, everybody warning you about him when you come through, you know. Don't say nothing to him, don't say nothing the
Yeah,
wrong way.
you are.
And,
You disrespect
and
me, it is what it is.
man, he said one thing, because I was not even talking to him. For one thing, I was talking to a female, and the female she was out of line with me, so I got out of line with her, and he went to her defense, right? So he came with his cape on and thought I was going back down because I'm little. You know, I'm a buck 45. You feel me? But I'm,
But you got horror.
all muscles, but buck 45, right? And he came. Well, he talking. I went charging toward him. Some waitress grabbed me, and he came charging. When he seen me coming, he was coming toward me. So they got cooks holding him back, waitresses holding me back, and then yeah, he didn't know me. He didn't know me. I ain't know him. Like, well, I just started the job.
So you was getting ready to fight Dr. Frizzle.
Yeah, so I go outside. I get on the phone, right? Said I get on the phone, come outside, calm down. But I get on my phone, like shit. I'm like, huh. Bring that thing down here, you know? So while I'm on the phone, he walk out the door. He see me on the phone. He don't know what I'm talking about, though. I'm like, yeah, bring that thing down here. I might need it. You know what I'm saying? So, cause hey,
What, Dr. Frizzle? You said I'm going from 0 to 100.
I wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't finna take a loss either. If I had a choice, I wasn't finna take a loss either. This dude big. You feel me? He too big to be punching on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, find somebody to play with. I ain't finna back down, but still, it's like, bro, you need you like a Tyson on me. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Your fist 3 times bigger than mine. If I hit you, I don't even know how much damage I do. I basically have to get you in a submission hold. But after that, me and him been cool ever since. like we cool. You know what I'm saying? What up, bro? Like, yeah, what up, boy? What you doing, man? Oh man, shake hands and everything. Like, we cool. Yeah.
Wow. But one thing I would say about men is y'all can get in a fight and be cool with the person afterwards, or after y'all have y'all little run-in. Y'all make up and be cool. Females, we be mad forever.
The thing about it, 907, it's the respect out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I have more respect for you because I seen you hold up. You know, you ain't gonna let me just push you around. You know what I'm saying? So respect come from it.
Yeah, I hear you. And you know what? After we get in an argument and we argue, we fight, or we have our little tiff, what happens after that? I feel like you should make up and go about your day. I don't think it should be like this year-long beef.
It shouldn't. Nah, it's that way.
And I feel like it's over after you said what you got to say. I said what I said. Like, we don't got to be cool, but we don't need to be wasting our time and our energy and resources being mad at each other.
Right. It should be over with.
Yeah, it's over. And I'm glad that you and him was able to come to. You know what I learned in life? But some people will try you to see how you're gonna react. And if you're
Right,
in the kitchen, you're washing dishes, or you're a cook, you gotta stand on big business because these
right,
chefs, managers, servers will try to come talk to you crazy, real
right. So
disrespectful.
they
And
got to
that's
see
why
if they can
I
get away.
say, I know I'm y'all favorite chef, and I'm the nicest chef y'all ever gonna meet because they are very rude and very nasty.
Yeah. Yep. They gotta see how
Mm.
far they can take it to, how much you can take from them and what they can get away with from you.
Yeah, that's why you gotta stand on big business, like Dr. Frizzle said, because they will try to play you, try to have you doing 3 or 4 different jobs, and
Right.
none of it's really your
Mm,
job.
mm. Yep.
But Dr. Frizzle, if you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to type them in the chat. But do you have any more stories? Because you got some good stories.
I gotta besides how good I am in this room, that's the good story. I'm just that smooth and good. You know what I'm saying? Like I get tips, you know what I'm saying, just for being a dishwasher. You feel me? Like
Wow.
the waitress, they come in, they break me off because and like, yo, the dishes are clean. I can see myself in the plate. You know, like it's shining. Like, what did you do? What did you do to them? Like, I just put that frost on it. You know what I'm saying? But the frost don't bite unless you want me to. You know, so, yeah. But
Have
yeah, I
any of
mean,
the places that you worked at ever try to call you and say, "Can you come back and work for us?"
um, they never called. But if I go visit them, like if I go there to eat or something, they'll bring it up then.
Oh, okay, okay. It's
They'll be
like,
like,
please
yeah,
come back.
what is you doing here without your uniform? We need you in the back. You need to get back there in that dish room.
That is funny.
Yeah,
So, Foodie Gang, I also have a Facebook group. Make sure y'all join the Facebook group. But a member of my group was saying that when she goes out to eat, she soaks her silverware in hot water because she doesn't trust it. Have you ever done that, or what was your experience going through the silverware? Because that's a hot topic too.
mm, silverware. I'm real, just cautious. I'm very cautious when I do silverware, right? Because the more silverware that you put inside the rack, the less it's gonna clean. So they be like, "What are you doing with my silverware?" I'm like, "I'm separating it." Like, what are you talking about? So I take some of it and put them in a flat rack, and not pile it up, but scatter it out in a flat rack. Then I spray them off while I'm moving it around. I spray them off, and I send them through the machine on a flat rack. Then I take the rest of them because they come in the silverware trays where you just put them in the trays. They stand right side up.
Yeah.
Um, I take them out of there and just put them in flat racks and run them at low quality. Spray them out, send them to the machine. Once it goes through the machine, then I rack it back up for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I rack it back up for them because them hands be moving. Spoons right here, forks over here, not in the middle. So I be going fed. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I be going hard in that thing. And the silverware come out super clean. Like they be so clean, man, that hey, like I told you, them waitresses, they throw your boy a little bone, couple of dollars here, couple of dollars there. Hey, they never seen it done like that. They like, wow, we ain't never seen nobody do this. Ain't nobody never did this. But the silverware is so clean. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. I get in here and handle the business. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that silverware clean because I done had bad experiences, like the spoon and they got that little spot on it with the dried up food or something, little speckle on it. Like,
Mhm.
nah, I
It's
want people to have everything clean and fresh.
I'm telling y'all, foodie gang. There's been times where I've pulled a fork out of because like after they used to send the silverware through twice, but sometimes the first time on the flatbed, and then like he said, it's in the round thing. There was a time where I would pull out a fork and there would be food in the round thing, and it is just disgusting. So
Yeah.
silverware is a really big deal, and then you run it through on the flatbed. You separate it, you put it into the circular things like Dr. Frizzle was talking about. Then you send it through again. That was just the general rules that we would wash silverware twice. But I remember my group was saying that she soaks her silverware in hot water when she goes out to eat. My thing is, if you got to do
Hmm.
all that, you just need to stay at home.
Nah, you just gotta look at it real good. Make sure you look at it, and also make sure you take a napkin and just wipe it. You know, you just wipe it off, then take it up. Yeah,
And that is why it is important to pray over every meal that you consume because you never know.
you never know. You never know, because I'm telling you, I a waitress, a waiter. He was a waiter. He came through, man. I swear, I do not want him to be my waiter no more. I started to change seats. Started telling him I want another
Wow.
waiter, but he was a black brother, and you know, uh, yeah, power to yeah, whatever. But man, that mother,
It's hard to advocate for us though sometimes.
he was polite. He did his job. He gave me extra. She gave me some extra stuff without without me having to pay for it. Like, yeah, this boom right here. I ain't gonna charge you for this. Okay, that's cool. But God, man, that mother bro was so stank, man. And that mother bro was so stank, man. Boy, God,
His breath stank.
man,
It was
man,
that bad when you were smelling it.
man. I'm like, I looked at baby mama like she looked at me. And I'm like, I think I done lost a couple of hair out my nostril. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, uh, yeah, that was it. Everything else was on point. Like, got to smell good on or whatever. Polite. You feel me? It was just that one thing. Like, and I
Mm.
ain't
I don't care
tell the
how
truth. I ain't know.
polite you
I didn't even
are.
know
If
how to
you
tell them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't know how to tell him without just being telling him like he wanted my homeboys. If I was gonna tell him, and that was gonna be for a stranger, that would have been pretty gruesome. But you
dang,
know,
probably was dehydrated or something. But it's like when you work in the kitchen, I think that you should have a presentable appearance. You should be clean. Breath should be smelling good. There should be no dirt under your fingernails. But let me tell y'all, foodie gang, not everybody feels the way that Chef Big Bank and Dr. Frizzle feel.
yeah, for real. Like, I mean, though I think it's still like necessary to always prep, especially if you're a waiter. Like, see, I work in retail, so I know I'm in customers' faces all the time, right? And I know I smoke too. So I got my smell good in my pocket because I use the oil scent, right? Just rub it on you, boom, boom, you good. Mouthwash in my book bag. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to rinse it. You smoke, you want to kind of rinse your mouth out. You know what I'm saying? Also, keep you some peppermint or spearmint gum. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Right in. Keep your mouth fresh. Because you don't want to be in folk faces, and you feel me? And
And
yes,
you
they
numb the
smell
side
black.
of
They
their
smell.
face.
I don't. They smell black and mild coming out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
But everybody don't feel how we feel, Dr. Frizzle. Some people don't curve.
Man, be prep up. If you're a waiter or waitress, make sure you especially if you're a smoker, always come prepared. Come prepared.
Yes, definitely. It is just a shame. But Dr. Frizzle, can you tell us one more time how we can reach out to you on social media? I know you got a lot going on.
You can find me Frizzle Frost on Facebook. Frizzle Frost. Dr. Frizzle on YouTube. Dr. Frizzle Frost the Warrior Spirit. Or you can find me on IG at Frizzle Frost. Or you can find me on. Well, I don't be on Twitter like that. I don't be on Twitter like that. That mainly for my wrestling channel. So I don't be on Twitter like that. IG Frizzle Frost. Frizzle Frost on Facebook. Dr. Frizzle Frost, Warrior Spirit on YouTube. And that's how you can catch me. And you can always hit my inbox, request to be a special guest. And you can join me one-on-one on the panels. And we can talk, whatever we're going to talk about, we'll discuss it backstage. We can talk about things one-on-one. Or you can always click the link that's pinned in the chat to join in with me on the conversation.
Yes, and we have had an interview on Dr. Frizzle before, and that's where he interviewed me. So I will post that link in the chat. Make sure you guys go check out our first interview. This will be our second interview, and this time we are doing it on 907 Goodies. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're watching us on the replay, leave a comment down below on Facebook, send us stars, follow our pages, and stay in touch. Now, Dr. Frizzle, we're going to start wrapping this interview on up. Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah. Final thoughts is you don't want to stay in the dish room forever. You don't want to stay in the restaurant business forever unless you tend on, climbing the ladder. Unless you tend on climbing the ladder, or you love what you do and you're getting paid good to do it. As far as I know, cooks get paid the most, then preps, and then the dishwasher. But if you love what you do, that's fine. That's fine. But if you're looking to elevate, just use that job as a stepping stone to find what you're looking for. Other than that, stay consistent. Keep your head up above water. Head over heels, no helicopters. And find happiness in life within yourself. Stop depending on people that make you happy. Find happiness within yourself. And let's get it, people. Let's get it.
You know what? You are so right. Stop depending on people to make you happy. This is our first interview on Dr. Frizzle Frost's channel, chopping it up with Dr. Frizzle Frost. So make sure y'all tune into that one or watch it. Go ahead and check it out. But I felt it was so important for me to bring Dr. Frizzle on my channel and do an interview and talk about the importance of dishwashing because it is commonly overlooked and looked down upon. But let me tell y'all, we need dishwashers in the kitchen, or the kitchen will not operate properly. Be kind and be nice, people.
For sure, for sure.
All right, Dr. Frizzle, thank you for stopping by 907 Goodies. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down and close the show out. But thank you. You are so funny. Great father, great YouTuber. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe to Dr. Frizzle and Unhinged Main Event Fro. Can you drop the link for that channel in the comment section?
Main event. Okay, just give me 1 second. Tell the people,
And
hey.
bye, Princess. Oh, she's waving. Can she talk yet? Or is she saying any words?
She said a few words. Only a few words at a time.
Oh, I feel like no is the first word for kids. But I also make children's content, Ava's Playtime. Y'all go and subscribe to that. She looks just like you. She got that chocolate skin tone. Bye. All right.
Okay, that's
Oh,
the
she's
wrestling
blowing kisses.
channel. Trying to blow
Aw.
kisses.
Hi. Aw. She is just the cutest thing. And Dr. Frizzle, I'll tell y'all one thing. He always got his baby, and he is a great father, great YouTuber. Y'all make sure that y'all go and check him out. And this is gonna be our first. This is our first interview pinned in the comment section. And today will be our second interview. And I'm sure there will be more. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to Dr. Frizzle. And Foodie Gang, y'all know Chef Big Bank been feeling under the weather. I do not know if I'll be going live this week, but I will be dropping pre-recorded content. Check out Ava's Playtime. We have a lot of great content, and today is my 600th video that I've ever made for YouTube. I have another YouTube channel, Ava's Playtime, and 907 Goodies, combined over 600 videos. Or not over, but 600 videos. So check it out. All my information is scrolling across the bottom of the screen to support this show and keep the stove on. And if you are watching me on the replay, go ahead and leave a comment down below and let me know if you've ever washed dishes or if you've ever worked in the kitchen before. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Eat good food, stay positive, and I'm gonna hit y'all with the outro video. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you've ever worked as a dishwasher or in the kitchen. And I will see you guys on the next one, Foodie Gang. Follow me on Facebook. I'm posting all the time on Facebook. And thank you guys for tuning in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang. I'm your host, and I'll see y'all next time.